Welcome back. We're just gonna go right in.
We usually just go right at it.
Hello. Marcus has what most people call time blindness. And I didn't really know what to call it before I found this video. Like I just couldn't put a name to it.
Time blindness.
I had such a hard time articulating the issue that Marcus struggles with.
Oh my gosh.
But I found it.
Know what the fuck?
I found it. Marcus has no idea what we're going to talk about. Here we go.
Just got yelled at for asking a very reasonable question. So I'm applying to go somewhere, and I just wanted to know, are there accommodations for people who struggle with time blindness and being on time? You know. And then the person I was with interrupted and acted like I was asking something else. And then when we were done, they actually started yelling at me and saying that accommodations for time blindness doesn't exist. And if you struggle with being on time, you'll never be able to get a job. You know, provided you're trying your absolute best to be there. And then they're like, your stupid generation wants to destroy the workplace. And yeah, I think that a culture where workers are just cut off because they struggle with being on time, when there's other solutions that we can look to, I think that just anybody who thinks it's okay to just treat people like that, yeah, that culture needs to be dismantled. And then I asked that person, how can you feel good about yourself upholding this kind of system? And then to think, I'm entitled. No, if people think it's okay to treat others like this, that's entitlement.
Holy shit.
Marcus, I want to apologize in front of all 3 viewers of this podcast, including myself. Hey, Josh. I want to apologize that we haven't been able to accommodate your time blindness over the years, and that. Wait a second. I fired everybody with time blindness. Wait, no. You wouldn't make it. You wouldn't make it if you had time blindness. You don't have time blindness. You just have golf blindness.
What is this?
Where you go and play golf and you just turn off your phone. Like, you can't do that. You're an executive.
I do.
You're an executive here.
That.
You need to be on. I need to be able to get a hold of you.
There's rules.
Time blindness. Is it real?
No, it's not real.
Of course, but look at her.
No, it's not real.
She's tried really hard to be to work on time.
Wake up earlier.
That's not fair.
What's the key to waking up earlier?
Going to bed early. You want to know the secret? Here's the clip. Here's the short. You want to know the secret to getting up early?
I do.
You
What
do?
is it?
You want to know the secret? Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Go to bed earlier. That's it.
Boom.
That's the secret. You want to know the secret to getting up early?
Mind blown.
Setting your alarm and not pressing snooze.
You want to know the secret of showing up to work on time?
What?
Leave on time.
Going to bed earlier. Leave your house on time. I used to work for this guy, Dave, and every time I'd be late, no matter what, like and it wasn't very often, even for personal things, like he'd invite me fishing or whatever, and he lived on the other side of the world, but
I've never been late.
Lies. Your period's never been late. I mean, that's true. But like every time I'd be like, hey, I'm running about 5 minutes late. He would just go, why? And what, like, I can't respond to that. Like, there's nothing I could say.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not an excuse guy. Like,
right.
When he goes, why? I would be like, you got me. You got me, Dave.
But you know.
You got me. I should have gotten up. I should have been practicing all week in Google Maps or whatever. Like, we didn't have Google Maps back then.
But you know he was just going to keep digging. There's nothing you can say at that point because you go, oh, I woke up late.
Why?
Like,
because my alarm didn't go off. Why? Because my power went out. Why? Because I didn't pay the bill. Why? Because I was gambling. Why? Whatever the fuck it means.
It is,
it's not that, like, I'm going to be late. No. But if only I knew that I could just tell him I struggle with time blindness.
Time blindness. I didn't know this was something that people were trying to.
Let's break it down. Let's go a little bit piece by piece.
Just got yelled at for asking a very reasonable question.
Did she get yelled at? Or did somebody just go, that's ridiculous? Is that yelling at somebody?
Is it a
Let's
reasonable
practice.
question?
Yeah, go ahead. Do we accommodate?
Oh,
you're going to take her.
Okay.
Role playing.
I just wanted to know if you guys can accommodate time blindness, because I can't really be on time for things.
Always going to be late. I believe that is a ridiculous request.
Stop yelling at me.
That's probably how it went. I feel offended by you. Let's see.
So I'm applying to go somewhere, and I just wanted to know, are there accommodations for people who struggle with time blindness and being on time?
What the fuck
You
is
know?
the
And then the
accommodation?
person I was with interrupted and acted like I was asking something else. And then when we were done,
I'm sorry. Did you say you can't understand what a clock looks like? Like you can't, can you not read numbers? I mean, I did. Aiden got a new car. He got a Chrysler 300. Like,
Oh yeah.
so my wife, like, she went down to the dealership to buy a Honda Accord, and then ended up coming back with a Chrysler, used Chrysler 300. But he goes, Dad, it's also got one of those things. It's got one of these things on the dash. One of these things.
In my head, this was exactly where this story was going. Go ahead.
Yeah, he sent me a picture. He goes, it's got one of these things built into the dash. It's a clock.
It's a clock.
Like
Yeah,
it's got the two hands and it's 12-3. Like,
He was like,
God, even Kayla's like, what the
that
fuck?
tells you what
Right.
time it is.
If it doesn't have numbers, like if it doesn't tell me, I mean, I struggle with time. I struggle with military time blindness sometimes.
Military.
I can
time.
figure it out. It just takes me a few seconds.
Yeah,
But like,
my watch is on military time.
she thought somebody thought she was asking about something else. What could, like, do you not know what a clock looks like?
asking something else. And then when we were done, they actually started yelling at me and saying that accommodations for time blindness doesn't exist. And if you struggle with being on time, you'll never be able to get a job. You know, provided you're trying your
If you struggle with time blindness, you will never be able to keep a job. You definitely won't get a job if you tell people you struggle with time blindness. Well, let's think about that. What jobs could you get if you struggle with time blindness?
No.
I mean, maybe you can get like, maybe you could donate plasma.
Sales. I'm going to go with sales. And you want to know why?
Okay.
Because you just sold an employer on the fact that you have something called time blindness. If you can sell somebody on that, you can sell anything.
But she didn't. She didn't get the job.
Well, not this one, yeah. But if she would have, yeah.
Oh man, this is bad.
It's not good.
absolute best to be there. And then they're like, your stupid generation wants to destroy the workplace.
Facts. Her stupid generation is trying to destroy the workplace with all of its feelings and accommodations
Mm-hmm.
and feelings. As my friend Ben Shapiro likes to say, facts don't care about your feelings. And no, I'm not friends with him.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
It would have been cool. I said
Like-
that shit. We were talking at my dinner table. We were talking about something, and Avery, we were talking about this, and Avery, because Ben Shapiro has a podcast where he was like,
yeah.
watches this. He watched this one too. After I found it, and Avery goes, "I hate that guy. His voice annoys me." I go, "What? He's one of the smartest people I know." And my wife goes, "You don't know him." I'm like, okay, he's one of the smartest people I know of. Like,
Yeah,
what the
right?
fuck's the
What's
difference? What's the
word-
fucking
How do
difference?
you phrase it
Like,
to be
she
proper?
made me feel like I was trying to sell her on some bullshit story
Right.
because maybe she's struggling with time blindness. No, dude, this generation is so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. Even so, Avery would be like, well, you know, her
I don't know what did it. I don't know exactly what did it. But like at some point somebody stopped teaching people that
I'm not buying that.
work equals money.
I'm not buying the whole like now they're trying to put it on us that it's our fault because we didn't teach them what to do. my wife said the same thing. Like, it's our fault because I didn't teach Aiden how to get a job, or I didn't teach him how to drive on the freeway.
Wow.
Like, it's first of all, you can't teach anything to anybody if they're not willing to, or if they're not asking to learn.
True.
If you're not asking to learn, you're not willing to learn, right? You don't care. It's not. So every time you talk to the younger generation about this is how it is, they go, no, it's not.
For necessity.
I
though.
tried to teach you time blindness isn't the fucking thing. And then you get online and you're starting to fucking cry about they're not making accommodations for this silly little thing called time blindness that could make me late to work by like 3 minutes or 12 hours.
This is fucking made up.
Or just, I don't know when I'm going to come in. It's not the teacher's fault. It's the student's fault. It's always the student's fault. Okay, you're right. You're right. It's
no.
not. That's not true. That's not true. In a classroom setting, it could be the teacher's fault 100%, but the student has to raise their hand, right? And if you're talking about the younger generation not learning something, it's because they're also fucking, they're all too busy crying to hear anything over their tears. Oh, it's hot outside. I can't work in this. How does anybody work in this? Fucking just get some water. Shut the fuck up. Work. What are we doing? Like, how do you work in this? You just do. You need money to pay your bills? Yeah.
You work.
Fucking work.
100%. 100%.
Pisses me off. Pisses me off.
And yeah, I think that a culture where workers are just cut off because they struggle with being on time, when there's other solutions that we can look to, I think that
if you're not pulling your weight, you need to be cut off. Because a culture that allows that is only building a culture of fucking people that are pissed off that you're allowing that for one exemption for one fucking person that struggles with time blindness. If we had 6 guys that came to work on time and 6 guys that didn't, and they were all treated the same, who's going to be pissed off? The guys that are more productive. Oh, did I say that out loud? Why are they more productive? Because they showed up on time. I don't, like, fuck you. And then are they going to stay? No. Then you'll be left with a culture of time blindness. All of your people would fucking struggle with being on time. And then you might as well just close your fucking doors because your customers aren't going to want that. Customers aren't going to put up with fucking this shit. Like, if you're not on time for your customer, who do we work for, Marcus?
The customers.
Who does Gavin work for?
The customers.
Terry?
Customers.
Chris?
Customers.
Kayla?
Yeah.
Customers. Everybody here works for the client. And if we tell the client we're going to be somewhere at 10 o'clock and we're not because of time blindness, do you think the client's going to use us again? Absolutely not.
No.
Fuck. What did she say? A culture.
when there's other solutions that we can look to,
Yeah. What other solutions do you think we could look to?
Yeah. What other solutions?
I had an old boss that when people were late or didn't show up, he went to people's houses. You know, I'm just coming in to see if you're still alive. Like, that's how he was. He'd call the emergency contacts.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't show up for work, he's calling your emergency contacts and, hey, your husband didn't show up for work and just wanted to know if he left his house. Maybe he got into an accident.
Right. Maybe something happened. Yeah. Yeah.
So
from 0 to 100, like the extreme.
So here's a couple things we could do. We could just go over to your house and wake you up. Is that what you need?
You're already late by that point. So.
Are you sure? But that would only work if you didn't struggle with time blindness.
We could have one of the people that show up like earlier or on time go to your house and wake you up so that you could be on time.
Right, but what if they start to? What if it's contagious? What if they start to struggle with time blindness? What else could we do? Could we just let them live in the shop and just get them a bed? They don't even need to go home. Maybe they just don't need to home. They just need to like sleep at work. What are the other things that we could be doing that accommodates for time blindness or helps them? Let's hear that statement one more time.
when there's other solutions that we can look to, I think that just anybody who thinks it's okay to just treat people like that, yeah, that culture needs to be dismantled. And then I asked that person, how can you feel good about yourself upholding this kind of system?
Well, first of all, that culture will be dismantled because you're going to go out of business. Because nobody can trust you're going to do anything. Like, all we have in this life is our word. Like, all we have is do what you say you're going to do. Like, that's all we have.
Right.
You can't do anything without trust. And if you tell somebody that you're going to be there on time, well, I guess in this scenario, if I told you I was going to be late every day and I was late every day, would that be keeping my word?
Right. That's what she was trying to get at. Yeah.
Well, let's try something different. Maybe there is a solution. You're a customer. Call Redline. Redline Electric and Solar. This is Josh, where we have technicians waiting to get out there.
Yeah. Hey, Josh.
Gavin, get ready. Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
I just wanted to get an electrician out to my house. The power is out.
Oh, that's awesome. We definitely can help you. When are you looking to get this work done?
I was actually seeing if I could get it done as soon as possible so that we can get the air conditioning back on.
Okay, well, we have a few choices. So, like, if it's a troubleshooting call, we need to do it time and material because, we do have some dispatch fees. We could do a diagnostic fee. Do you want regular time or time blindness?
What kind of time frames are we looking at? Like the difference between those two things?
Well, our regular emergency is a 2-hour emergency response, and then the time blindness is, your guess is as good as mine. It could be sooner though. It could be sooner. Like it could be like 5 minutes from now.
So technically, the other option is they could be here in like a half an hour, or they could be here in like 2 days.
It's possible, but we could do a discounted rate for the time blindness group.
Yeah,
no,
I need my power on. Let's get the.
All right, I'll send Gavin. Okay, he's on his way back.
Right.
Like, what the fuck kind of?
And then to think I'm entitled. No, if people think it's okay to treat others like this, that's entitlement.
Wow.
You probably didn't. I don't know if you did or not, but you probably didn't have to call her
Yelled
stupid.
out for asking a very reasonable question.
Dude. I don't want to go on a diatribe about
Tangent alert.
all the horrible things that people think about, all the entitlement.
Oh yeah, there's so much, man. All it took was a trip to Africa to figure out that we have more in our lives than freaking 90% of the people.
Dude, you didn't even need to go there. Just go downtown. Entitlement.
Yeah. Crazy. Thanks for watching.
You have a right not to watch my show.
Facts.
You have a right to get up and work hard. You have a right. The only thing you have a right to is opportunity. There's opportunity out there for everybody. Equal opportunity.
Yeah.
All right, stop. See you later.